A growing number of Americans are traveling internationally to seek medical care as the medical tourism to Mexico is on the rise. Obviously, as we learned this past week, it also comes with risks.
Yes, 4 Americans were kidnapped last week. 2 of them died. One of them was just trying to get a cosmetic procedure done in Mexico. And joining us now is Fox 5 medical contributor Dr. Richard Chaffoux. Thanks for joining us.
Great to see you.
You know, we hear about this all the time, people trying to save a little bit of money on these types of procedures that, you know, obviously you can get here. What are the most common procedures that we're seeing people cross the border for?
So Maria, almost any kind of cosmetic procedure you can imagine, although commonly it's body procedures like tummy tucks, breast procedures, could be face procedures, laser treatments, so a whole host of procedures, weight loss surgeries, dental work. So it's quite a wide spectrum of procedures that patients will cross the border.
So what's the difference in cost? Maria said you save a little bit of money, but it means a lot of money. One, and two, you know, tell us about those risks, because obviously you don't play by the same rules.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, and that's why if you look at statistics from like 2008, 2009, 2017, we're seeing probably over 1 million Americans have crossed the border to go you know, to other countries, especially obviously to Mexico, which borders us. And the problem, Andrew, is there are numerous risks that are associated. I think it's very difficult for the average consumer to understand that they've now gone to a foreign country. So how do you determine whether the doctors that you're seeing are qualified? Is a facility licensed or certified? What does that mean within that specific country? And then importantly, if something does go wrong, what are the facilities like that will care for you and your care long term? The other issue that we've seen, our American Society of Plastic Surgeons has done a great public service, I think, for people to go on plasticsurgery.org because it discusses this issue. We're seeing a lot of people coming back with these unusual, what we call opportunistic infections, and these are very unusual infections that will occur in some of these countries that can be, one, very difficult to diagnose, and number two, can be very difficult to treat. Some of these require multiple surgical procedures. So someone, say for example, going for a tummy tuck to some country and comes back here and gets an overwhelming infection with an unusual organism, could spend weeks to months in a hospital, undergo multiple reconstructive procedures, and maybe never end up having the ultimate outcome that they wanted. And some insurance policies will not cover the complications of cosmetic surgery.
It ultimately costs more than
way more.
Had they
exactly
just done it the other way.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you know, sometimes people travel because some procedures, some, you know, some prescriptions, things like that, they're not available here. So really, you know, why are people doing that? What's the reason for it being approved in one country and not here?
That's a good question. I don't think I really have a good answer for that. I mean, obviously in different countries, there are different regulatory issues. You know, we have a very strict regulatory program here with the FDA, and the reason that we have the FDA is to protect the public, to protect us all from unscrupulous practitioners, from medications that may not meet certain healthy standards. But when we go to other countries, the regulations may be quite different. And so it's really hard. You're really, in a sense, comparing apples with oranges.
So yeah, those regulations a lot of people don't like, but you know, they keep us safe, right?
They do. And I think the other issue, Andrew, is what recourse does a patient have who has an outcome that's gone south, so to speak?
Right.
What is the legal system like, and can you maneuver that in a foreign country? That can be all
things you might not
complicated.
Yeah, might not understand very well. All right, so let's say somebody hears Dr. Chaffoux on Fox 5 and says, I hear ya, but I'm going for it anyway. It's a really great deal. I trust this guy, trust this woman, whatever the case may be. What suggestions do you have for people who are still willing to take that risk and go?
So I think as long as you're willing to take the risk, then you want to make sure that you're seeing a board certified plastic surgeon. So make sure that whatever country you're going to, there are standards within each country to make sure that who you really are seeing, number one, is a physician, because as we know in some countries you can kind of get away with pretending to be a doctor, and we've seen some of that recently in the media. So number one, you want to make sure you're seeing a board certified MD plastic surgeon. Number two, you want to know, is there any licensing or regulatory qualities that have made that facility safer? Who is giving your anesthesia? Probably a question most patients don't think to ask. Is the surgeon giving the anesthesia? Big red flag. Is a nurse giving the anesthesia? Big red flag. Should be a board certified anesthesiologist. And then what happens if something goes wrong? Are they privileged in a local hospital? Can they go? And what is that local hospital's care really like? And then what's follow-up is needed? And am I going to be able to follow up with this doctor? You know, is it going to be kind of an issue for me if I've traveled thousands of miles away and I come back and I have a problem? Obviously, we're not going to go back and travel that long distance again. Do you have a physician or a surgeon in your community that you know that you trust that can follow up with you?
It's your body, it's your health,
It's
you
your
know,
life.
cover your bases, it's your life.
Yes.
Do your research.
Exactly. It's not like a souvenir. You just can't turn it back if you don't like it.
All right. Dr. Richard Chaffoux, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right.